Music is a pollution of the mind. And I'm going to explain this to you today. I heard this for the first time from Scott Adams. Let me give you a little introduction of Scott Adams. Scott Adams is the creator of the famous Dilbert comic strip, but I know him more from his daily live streams that he does talking about Donald Trump and the US politics as a political pundit. I started listening to him in 2015 when he started doing his live streams. And all those live streams, he also talks about personal development and a lot of life advice. He is the wisest person that I listen to on a daily basis. So I am influenced a lot by what he says. But when he said that many years ago, that music is a pollution of the mind, it didn't make sense to me. Just like it does not make sense to you, I'm sure it does not make sense to you. How can music be a pollutant of the mind? Well, that's such a negative word. And yes, it is a negative word. And when I'm going to explain this to you, how music is a pollution of the mind, I mean it in a negative sense. So over the years, it started making sense to me. That's why I'm talking about it. At first, it does not make sense to you. Let it sit in your mind, and maybe over the years you will also understand. If you don't go away accepting this today. Now, I'm not trying to say that I don't love music anymore. Of course, I love music. If I hear a beautiful song in the morning, then the entire day the song keeps playing in my head. That's how much I love music. But did you notice what I just said? It happens with you also, probably with many people. You hear a song, you hear a beautiful tune in the morning, it keeps playing in your head. And that is exactly what I mean by it being a pollutant of the mind. Now, it impacts a person in two ways. Music does impact a person in two ways. Number one, if you are a creative person, if you're a creative person, then sometimes you are on a walk, you're just taking a long walk, or you're on a long drive, and if you're interested in science, some scientific thoughts will come into your head. You would be working on some scientific problem. If you are financially oriented, then you would get some ideas about how to make more money in the stock market, some business ideas, how to start a new business. If you are an observant person generally, you keep observing the world around you and some ideas sprout in your head. If you are a creative person, some eureka moments appear, right? That's how it happens, because your brain is busy working on some problem, solving some issue. If you are a philosophically oriented person, then you would be thinking about some big philosophical problem of life. I often do that. Yeah. When I'm on a long drive, I um, often keep thinking about some some problems, and some great ideas sprout like that. Ideas about making videos like this. um, I also remember on a walk, just on an hour long walk, I've I may have constructed an entire video that I'm going to talk about, right? Anything. Now, as opposed to that, if you are humming some song, or some song is just playing in your head while you're taking a walk, and some people prefer to listen to songs, they actively put earphones in their head and they listen to music. We're not talking about that. That's a choice. And but sometimes you don't plan on listening to music. It's just that this morning you heard a beautiful tone that is stuck in your head, and now it keeps playing in your head. Now, when a song is playing in your head, it has an opportunity cost. What is an opportunity cost? It's the cost of you not being able to do something else that you could be doing, your brain could be doing at the time this music is occupying. your brain. Because if you're humming the song, you're not thinking about creative ideas. You're not solving some philosophical question of life. You're not constructing a YouTube video that you want to make later on. It can be anything, right? I'm just taking examples. I'm just picking examples from my life. But you may be creative in different ways in your life, and those creative ideas can only happen in the brain when your brain is actively focused on them, on those things. But now this tune is stuck in your head, and you didn't choose to hum this song. That's what music does. You must have noticed this, right? So I'm not opposed to voluntarily listening to music. Everybody, most people love music, and once in a while, it's good to listen to music. But of late, at least since I've realized this, that yes, this is how music affects. There's an opportunity cost, and the cost is big because I consider myself to be a very creative person, and I don't consider myself to be at the level of success um, where I would be satisfied. And if I'm not yet satisfied with the kind of success I've gotten in life, that means I have to spend every waking moment of my life thinking about ways of achieving more. And if music involuntarily enters my head and occupies my headspace and prevents me from being creative, then that's a time and opportunity lost, which I can't afford. So, this is the first way that music affects you negatively as a pollutant of mind. It pollutes your head such that other healthy or more productive thoughts cannot enter your head. Second way, and this is also very important, the second way the music affects you negatively is by changing your mood. Now, there is some positive to this also. You can use music as a therapy, meaning, see, there are some genres of music which are sad. The lyrics of the songs themselves are sad. In Indian music, I used to love listening to ghazals. Ghazals is a genre of music where a man writes a poetry and sings a poetry rather. So its ghazal is constructed of something that's called a sher, and a sher is a two-line poetry where the last words of the two lines rhyme. Indian people would recognize what I'm talking about, but for non-Indian people watching this, I'm just explaining. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, but most of the shares and most of the ghazals are extremely sad and somber. It's like ghazals are only sung by and the shares are only written by people, men who are losers in life. They're either complaining about life, women, or they're crying about love because they're heartbroken, or they are. It's a commentary on friendship, or relationships, and how they are the victim of everything. That is ghazals. Pick any ghazal. If you are an Indian watching, pick any ghazal, Jagjit Singh ghazal, and tell me if it doesn't fit this description. Why does a song which is such negative, which is such a negative song, appeal to you? Because you also want to wallow in your own misery. You relate this song to some experience that you've had with a woman or in your life, and you want to wallow. You enjoy wallowing in the misery. That's why listen to such song. So if a person is a loser, they would love ghazals. Now, I just said I used to love ghazals. I was a loser. Let me accept that. I was a loser. I was an uber loser in life. And because I was a big loser in life, in any way that you can think of, I can recognize one. I have 100 ways of recognizing a loser. One of the ways would be somebody who likes listening to sad songs, sad ghazals. So, if you are listening to sad songs, you would become a sad person. It won't let you come out of your sadness. And most of the English songs also, if you pick any classic English song, romantic songs. Now, I've nothing against uh, love and relationships, but these romantic songs, these lyrics are loser lyrics, beta males. Pick any song which is sung by a man, and you look at the lyrics, these are beta male lyrics, pedestalizing women, treating woman like a goddess. If you listen to such songs, and these songs may be uh, beautiful to listen to, but when you pick up such a song and keep singing, keep humming those lyrics, if you're a man, those lyrics um, condition your brain to be like that. And when you become a man like that, then you will fail in love over and over and over again. You will keep failing in love because you have become that person, the kind of songs that you listen to. And you have become a beta male, a woman worshipping beta male that women despise. So, how can you use it positively as a therapy? Now, now that you know that not only music, but the lyrics also can impact your mind, your mindset, and condition your thoughts. If you listen to positive songs, if you listen to upbeat songs, like if you're going to the gym, you want to do a hard workout, pick a song, pick a track which is which fills you with energy. It can do that. And the proof that it can do that, you can see that in any gym. You go to any gym and you see upbeat music playing, energetic music playing. Why do they play such songs? Because music does actually physically affect you. People do get more energy when they listen to such energy filled songs. So it's clear music does affect you negatively as well as positively. There are places where music is helpful, just like a gym. So now, with this knowledge of how music can be detrimental to your mental well being and how music can be used positively, you have to develop this new perspective towards music. And I've done so. So now, um, occasionally I do listen to music. I don't want to give you this impression that I'm a very strict person now. I'll not listen to any music at all. No, I'm also human. I love music. There is a song called Besame Mucho. It's a Spanish song sung by Andrea Bocelli and Quizás. Beautiful songs. I listen to them. Those songs have beta male lyrics. But once in a while, you feel like listening to a beautiful tune, go ahead. But keep this in mind how it's going to impact you. It is going to pollute your mind. So now it's up to you what you want to do with this knowledge. If you want to resist this thought, music cannot be a negative thing, go ahead, keep listening. But if you take your time, if you keep your mind open, try to understand this concept, then I think it will, I don't think, I'm sure it will positively improve your life.